You've had a conversation today, maybe with a coworker, a friend, someone you love, and somewhere in the middle of it, you realized you weren't really there. You were watching yourself talk, like you were sitting in the back row of your own life, watching someone who looks exactly like you go through the motions. Not zoned out, not bored, present, but not quite here. When did you put your life on autopilot? And more importantly, do you even know how to turn it off? Most people, when they feel disconnected, assume they just need more sleep, or a vacation, or to put their phone down more. But here's what's strange. You can sleep 8 hours, put your phone away, be on the most beautiful vacation of your life, and still feel like you're watching it happen to someone else. A camera drone of yourself, third person, present tense, real time. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called depersonalization. And its cousin, derealization, is when the world around you starts to feel like a movie set. Real, but not quite real. Familiar, but off. Like someone turned the saturation down on your life. Now, before your brain starts catastrophizing, I need you to hear this clearly. This is not a sign that something is broken. It's a sign that something got overwhelmed. And the reason it happens is actually kind of brilliant in a very uncomfortable way. Your brain has one priority above everything else, not your happiness, not your productivity, survival. And one of the ways it survives is by conserving energy. When life gets too loud, too much input, too much stress, too much to process, the brain does something elegant. It outsources. It hands the controls over to a part of itself that can run your day on automatic. Your habits, your routines, your scripts. And then it kind of steps back, watches from a distance, takes notes. This is your default mode network doing its job. It's the part of your brain associated with self-referential thinking, the one that activates when you're not actively doing something, the observer, the narrator. Normally, it quiets down when you're engaged with the world, but when you're overwhelmed, it doesn't quiet down. It gets louder. And suddenly, you're not just living, you're watching yourself live, simultaneously. But here's the part nobody tells you. This isn't just about stress. It's about something older than stress, something that got trained into you before you even had words for it. Think about what your nervous system learned when you were young. If your environment was unpredictable, if the people around you were sometimes present and sometimes not, sometimes safe and sometimes overwhelming, your brain did what all brains do. It adapted. It learned that being fully present was dangerous. If I'm fully here, I'll feel everything, and everything hurts. So it found a workaround: distance. A little buffer between you and the world. Enough to function, not enough to feel unsafe. Which worked until it didn't. Because now you're an adult. The threat isn't the same anymore. But your nervous system didn't get the memo. So it keeps running the old program. Stay slightly removed. Watch from the window. Don't fully land. Even when the room is safe. Even when the people in it love you. Even when your life is objectively, actually fine. Now, you probably already know what most people suggest at this point. Meditate, practice mindfulness, be present. Which, for someone who feels like a ghost in their own life, is a little bit like telling someone who's drowning to just swim. Technically correct, not very useful. Here's what actually happens when you try to force presence. You notice the dissociation. You panic slightly, which triggers more stress, which triggers more dissociation, which makes you feel even further from yourself. A perfect loop. And the harder you try to grab yourself, the further you seem to float. But what if the goal isn't to grab yourself back? What if the goal is something quieter, something slower, something your nervous system can actually believe? The nervous system doesn't respond to logic. You already know that. You've told yourself 100 times, I'm safe, I'm fine, nothing bad is happening. And the autopilot stays on anyway. Because the nervous system doesn't update through thoughts, it updates through experience. Repeated, gentle, safe experience. And the first experience it needs is not rejection of the autopilot. It's recognition of it. The moment you can say, oh, I've drifted. My nervous system is in protection mode. I am not in danger. Something shifts. Not all at once, not dramatically, but the alarm gets a little quieter when you stop being surprised by it. From there, and this is important, you re-enter through the body, not the mind. Small things, physical things, the temperature of water on your hands, the weight of your feet on the floor, the sound of your own breathing. Not because those things are magical, but because they're real, and real things are how the body finds its way back. The autopilot isn't the enemy. It kept you going when staying present was too much to ask. It carried you through days that were too heavy, through rooms that weren't safe, through versions of your life that needed you to be a little numb to survive. You don't have to be angry at it, but you don't have to stay on it forever either. Presence isn't something you achieve. It's something you practice coming back to, over and over, quietly, without drama. You notice you've drifted, you come back. That's it. That's the whole practice. Not because floating is wrong, but because you deserve to be actually here for your own life. If this named something you've been feeling but couldn't explain, share it with someone who might need the words. Next week, we're going to talk about something connected to this. Why some people can't receive love, even when they desperately want it, and what the body is actually protecting them from.
See you there!